Time now for everybody's favorite guessing game, What's My Line? Brought to you by Helene Curtis, makers of Starfette, Suave, and Endon Dandruff Treatment Shampoo. Now, let's all play What's My Line?
And now let's meet our award-winning What's My Line panel. First, the popular columnist whose voice of Broadway appears in papers from coast to coast, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we have a great treat. A former mystery celebrity is now our guest panelist, one of the best of the young actors, Tab Hunter.
On my left, a young lady who guesses the mystery guess in one try last week, Miss Arlene Francis.
Tab. And now the prodigal has returned happily, 3 pounds lighter, 3 shades darker from Miami, Mr. Bennett, Cerf.
Just a week ago tonight, I was watching the show from the Novak penthouse on top of the fabulous Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami Beach, and I was amazed at how good you all were.
Thank you, Bennett.
Didn't miss me a bit.
Yes, we did.
You were hot as a pistol. And one of the things that was also noticeable, and I think it's why the show has been running so long, is the wonderful pace-setting panel moderating of the gentleman who's going to come through yonder portal right now, Mr. John Charles Daly.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to What's My Line? And in the spirit of the early part of this month of February, keep the panel happy. Put on your masks, please. Once again tonight, the panel is asked to put on their masks because we are departing from usual custom and have a rather special little treat for the panel, and we hope for you. We'll also have a famous mystery guest before my friends a little bit later in the show, and we'll meet our first challenger in just 1 minute. All right, now we're getting ready for our first contestant panel. Are all of the blindfolds in place?
Yes, sir.
Good, then let's meet our first contestant. Will you come in and sign in, please? I would just ask you, first of all, if you're familiar with the way we keep score.
Yes, sir.
All right, in that case, then let's let the folks at home, those who are with us here, know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, one helpful bit of information. Our guest is salaried. With that, let's begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Are we masked because one of us might recognize you?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I must, I think, say that our guest is too modest in these affairs. I'm quite sure that one or more of you might recognize our guest, so we'll let that go as a qualified yes, Miss Arlene.
Has your picture ever been in the newspapers?
I think it has, yes.
Are you associated in any way with the arts?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf.
If you're not associated with the arts, sir, might it be said that you are associated in some way with political life?
No, it would not be said that way.
No. 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Do you, by any chance, work for a non-profit-making organization?
Say that again, please.
Do you work for a non-profit-making organization?
Yes, I do.
Is there anything educational or spiritual about your work?
Yes and no, but mostly yes.
Yes and no to both, or yes and no to one?
To both.
Yeah, I would say that in concrete terms, if our guest will allow me, that you must not be misled by this. I think that in the natural performance of his functions, we would have to agree that there is a great deal of educational work to be done, and it's continuous. But this does not necessarily mean that that is the principal end which the function seeks.
Does anybody care to comment? Is medicine in any way involved?
Not entirely. In any way, yes, but not completely.
Well, is that a qualified yes?
That's a qualified yes, too, Mr. Arlene.
Do you do your work indoors?
And out also.
Sometimes.
Do you have a title other than just Mr.?
Yes, I have a title.
Do you have to have a specific kind of education in order to get that title?
Go ahead. You want me to take this one over? I would say this, Dorothy, that people who know our guest would almost automatically go to the use of a title, the acquisition of which certainly has a broad educational base.
Oh, gosh, I'm going to pass to Tab. I haven't got a thought.
Hello, Tab. How are you? Nice to have you with us.
Am I on a spot? Well, do you appeal to people of all ages? I mean, for example, do young people follow you and know you, and older people as well, would you say?
We would hope they would, yes.
And this is what you'd say in some way connected with entertainment, I mean, right?
Now, would you say, is your question, is the work of our guest in some way connected with entertainment?
I mean, entertainment, I'm being very general.
Very general. Well, you couldn't make it general enough. That'll make it 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Preston.
Did I understand that our guest answered no to politics?
Yes, that's right.
But it is a non-profit making organization.
Yes, that's right.
Do you have anything to do with government other than politics?
No, not really.
4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Cerf.
I believe we also ascertained that you were not particularly engaged in spiritual endeavors. Is that correct?
Not particularly, that's right.
In other words, then, you have no definite affiliation with any church. Is that correct?
I do not. I have an affiliation.
I didn't mean
but that
in
is
your
not-
personal life.
That is right.
Would it have anything whatever to do with the field of education, colleges and universities and that sort of thing?
Not directly, no.
No, on that specific question, that's 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Have you ever been in the uniform of one of our armed forces?
Yes, most people have, you know.
Did you occupy a rather prominent role in one of the armed forces?
Yes, it might be said so.
Were you as high as general, or are you?
I think that the answer to that is yes.
Are you, by any chance, still engaged in this particular activity?
It would be only by chance if I were.
That would be a no answer there. 6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Hunter.
Well, what I know about the armed forces, maybe I'd better pass.
All right, Miss Francis.
You have something to do with education. Does your work ever take you to a place called the Citadel?
No, but I have been to the Citadel.
But the question was whether your work takes you. At 7 down and 3 to go. I'm going to give you one more minute. I thought you had us there for a bit, Mr. Cerf.
Yes. People still call you General when they talk to you, sir?
Some do. Others call me less flattering terms, though.
Have you ever written a book, General?
Yes, I have.
Was it a book that told anything about your wartime experiences?
No.
That
was
makes
not.
it 8 down and 2 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Are you connected with a network?
No.
9 down and 1 to go, Mr. Hunter.
General MacArthur.
That's what I was... Well, let's see. And we haven't just said which force, which branch of the service. With the Army, I guess we take for granted, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Let's say the Army. Army General. Right. I'd better pass. I'm sorry.
All right, Miss Francis?
There's only one more try, isn't there?
Yeah.
If you've got it, Bennett, I don't want to get a no for you.
He's the head of some big corporation today.
Are you associated in any way with industry?
No.
Stand down and no more to go. Please meet General Alfred M. Greunther, President of the American Red Cross. And actually, General Greunther and I are really tickled about this because Mrs. Greunther didn't know he was going to be with us tonight, but he says that Mrs. Greunther is a faithful viewer and nothing better than that we should stick the four of you. I think it's a wonderful idea.
She's lost her confidence in you now, too, Bennett.
Yes, Dorothy.
I think
voice that you put on for this performance.
I think that the General will be amused to know that an old bridge-playing friend of his, Hubie Boskowitz, won't speak to me for a week because we didn't get to...
Well, actually, of course, the military record is there, the last and highest, and I think certainly one of the most distinguished military posts in the world today, that of the Supreme Commander of NATO. But now General Greunther has turned his hand to another field of endeavor, the American Red Cross. And I would like to ask a question, if I may, sir. I've known you happily, and I'm pleased and proud to have known you all these years. As a man who spent so much of his life in military service, how did you come to join the Red Cross?
Well, my son has an answer to that, which relates to when General Eisenhower was over in Europe as the Supreme Commander. There was a GI who was having a great deal of trouble with his sergeant. He couldn't learn anything. And the sergeant said to him one day, he said, "Jones, you and General Eisenhower have one thing in common. You've both gone as far in the Army as you can." And my son feels that that's what happened to me, and the Army bounced me out. But actually, I've had a very warm spot in my heart for the Red Cross all these years, and I hope that I may be able to make a contribution there in putting forth this spiritual leadership, which I feel is so very important in the mission which we have in the world today.
Right.
I do hope I
General,
can...
might I say a word? I think I'm speaking for several million people when I say I hope you have a good time at the Red Cross, but I hope you're going to go on to something very much more closely connected with our government in a very short time.
Well, thank you, but I'm very much satisfied where I am, Bennett.
And beyond that, I know there's a problem that's very close to your heart, which I will raise. You know that we've had some dreadful floods in the West Virginia area, and the Red Cross's goal has consequently had to be raised by $10 million. I think it's now $95 million. If you want to make the General happy and the President happy now, the President of the American Red Cross, add a little bit more than you usually would think of adding to your Red Cross contribution this year. And General, thank you very much for being here. Wonderful. Panel, we are very happy to have started off this way. Tonight, let's see if we can stick you once again. Will our next challenger come in and sign in, please? Right there. By golly. By golly? By golly. Frege, is that right, sir? How are you? Nice to see you. And, Mr. Frege, where are you from? From Chicago? Good. This is the panel, Mr. Frege. You come over here now and join me. Do you know how we keep score?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you know how we keep score, let's let everybody here and there know exactly what your line is. All right, panel. Mr. Frege is self-employed. Let's begin the general questioning with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Mr. Frager, you look rather jolly. Do you enjoy your work?
I sure do.
Is it the kind of work that might bring me or anyone in this panel into contact with you?
Well, I think since the question is put on such a broad plane, we would agree that it's possible that it might bring you or some other member of the panel into contact with Mr. Frager or bring knowledge of him to you, yes.
Do you deal in services?
You call that service?
No. No, that's not a service. 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Hunter.
This is a useful product, then?
Deal in a useful product? I think it has its uses. Yeah, it's useful.
Yeah, that has its use.
Well, I mean, something like, well, does it come in contact, we'll say, with us every day? There's this product that...
Well, no, put in those terms, Tab. I'm sorry. When you put it in the terms that come in contact with us every day...
I mean, would we have any... Oh, well.
I'll have to give you a
would
note
we have
because
any
you
use
put it
for
that way. I'm sorry. 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Do you work with your hands in your job, Mr. Frager?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you make something?
Yes, I think we'd agree that Mr. Frager is self-employed, makes something, yes.
Is it something that is small enough to hold in the hand?
Yes, you could hold it in the hand, couldn't you, Miss Frager? Yes.
Would it be found indoors?
Yes, you could find it indoors, yes.
Find it indoors.
Could you also find it out of doors?
Yes, you could find it out of doors. Sometimes, yes.
Is it made of wood?
No.
No.
That makes it 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Frager, I'm interested in this by golly business. Is that your... this is not a question, and that isn't your real name. That's what... Is it? You weren't christened by golly by your mother at Burry's, were you?
No.
Yes, it is not Mr. Frager's real name, no.
Would by golly, would that nickname give us any clue, possibly, to the sort of work that you do?
Could be.
It could, but it's not necessarily. We'll just say that it might, but I don't see that particularly.
Have you got anything to do with betting or sports events of any kind?
Betting
No, but the other...
yeah, the other would be.
Yeah.
Is it something, some sporting event that you may have some connection with?
That's right.
Would it be the bangtails, the horses?
That makes it 4 down and 6 to go. Miss Kilgallen, you're not very close, so I think I'll give you 1 more minute.
Well, you make something, and you certainly, you don't make something that participates in a sporting event. You must make something that is within view during a sporting event. Is that correct? And it's small enough to hold in the hand. Is it a ball of any type?
A ball of some
No.
kind? No. That makes it 5 down and 5 to go. Tab, you want to take a shot at it?
Yes, this thing you wouldn't be able to buy it in just any store, would you?
No, sir.
No, special store. Let me pass on that.
All right, Miss Francis.
Has it anything to do with animals in any way or livestock in any way, this product?
It has something to do with it, yeah.
Would it be anything in a fishing line that you might have to do?
No, and I'm going to fling the towel in. Actually, it has something to do with animals because Mr. Frager makes boxing gloves. They come from sheepskin or lambskin. Mr. Frager, you fooled him, got the whole thing. Tonight's mystery guest in just... And now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery celebrity, for which, once again, my friends have been blindfolded. Blindfolds all in place, panel?
Yes, sir.
Good. Will you come in, mystery challenger, and sign in, please? All right, panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, we go to a different form of questioning. You ask one question at a time in turn, moving clockwise. We'll begin it all with Tab Hunter.
Well, I hear the whistles. I presume you're a woman.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Francis?
And you sound to me like a comedian, I'd imagine.
Are you in pictures?
Well, yes, I am.
Mr. Cerf?
Yes, obviously more than one there. At least we were so terrible with General Greunther. I'm going to play another hunch that I came here with. There were a lot of great performers around Miami Beach when I was there. Have you, by any chance, been in Miami recently?
Well, pretty me.
Miss Kilgallen?
Are you married to each other, I mean?
Yes, we are.
Mr. Hunter?
Do you work as a team then?
Well, only when we're married.
Oh, then not.
Just one of you is a performer. Is
No,
that...
actually, let me get that straight now. We have to tip over one because the question, do you work as a team, must be answered no. So now, Miss Francis.
But one of you is the performer, is that correct? Is that what we decided then when Tab asked the question?
No, I wouldn't say that.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Cerf.
I think you're both big stars, and I think one of you was the star of Gun for a Coward. Am I guessing correctly?
I beg your pardon, Bennett?
The male part of this act, if I am on the right track, is at present starring in a picture with the name of A Gun for a Coward. Or something like that. Gosh, may I have the name of it?
That isn't me.
I know it is.
All right, now, actually, I suppose it wouldn't be fair. Dorothy, do you know who we have with us?
Bennett might be on the wrong track, but he's just derailed me. No, I don't. I passed to Tab.
Well, isn't Gun for
Don't
a
you put
Coward?
pictures, Dorothy?
I mean,
Isn't the Gun for a Coward star Fred MacMurray?
Sure.
Well, then it would probably be.
Bennett, Cerf, you're never going to be allowed to go on another vacation. You've had it.
We lived 2 floors below him about a week ago.
Oh, my, that's terrible. Because this is really, Fred and Miss June Haver, Mrs. MacMurray, had this all figured out. We're going to have more fun tonight because Fred was going to ruin his voice and drive it up through the circuit, and you go to Miami and ruin everything.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my. Well, actually, Gun for a Coward is what I imagine brought you to New York, because it's
Yes, we've been on a tour, Bennett. John, we went all through the southern states, and we had a world premiere in Atlanta about 10 days ago, and we're touring and plugging it.
Well, good. I think that since I understand you not only starred in it, but you've got a lot of your soul in this one, and your heart. You
Soul
worked
in it,
out
yes.
and some of your pocketbook. I hope it does extremely well. Thank you both for being our guests. I'm sorry we didn't give them a rougher time. Let's see what we can do very quickly, panel. Let's have a final challenger. Will you come in and sign in, please? Ronald Preston. Is that right? Where are you from? New York. All right, Mr. Preston from New York, the panel. Will you come over here and join me? You know how we keep score, Mr. Preston? Yes, I do. All right, then let's let everybody know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, you have roughly 2 minutes. There is a kind of special quality to Mr. Preston's occupation. We want to see if you can get it very quickly. We'll tell you he's salaried and begin with Bennett Cerf.
Mr. Preston, you're a gum chewer.
Oh, now don't do that, Bennett. You go ahead and chew your gum. I'll talk to Bennett later.
Is there a product connected with what you do, Mr. Preston?
No.
No, not specifically, though there is, as in many cases, an allied product of some kind or another. It does not directly concern his function. Miss Kilgallen.
Mr. Preston, you're so entertaining. Have you anything to do with entertainment deliberately?
No, I don't.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Hunter.
Well, do you work in any way with the city, we'll say?
Yes.
Oh, you do? Well, do people get any kicks out of watching you work, for example?
No.
No, I don't think they'd be sufficiently aware of what was up. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Francis.
Are the products that are sometimes associated with what you do, as products are with most people, something that people might throw away?
I think the questioning's getting out of hand. No, actually, we ran out of time, Mr. Preston, so we'll flip all the cards. But I think Arlene was getting close. Mr. Preston.
Garbage man?
He's a sewer inspector. He was better. Thank you very much. And now, what a night. Until next week, this is John Daly saying good night, Miss
Until
Dorothy.
next week when we have an entirely new panel. Good night, Tab.
Thank you. And I want to thank you very much, John, and thank you, Arlene.
We loved having you, Tab. Bye-bye. And Bennett, stay home.
You do much good tonight. John, I'd like to know before we get off, what were you doing with all those thousands of ladies in Washington this week?
Oh, well, actually, the Federation of Women's Clubs in Washington were nice enough to give me an award for some news. Thanks very much, Ben. But hope you had fun. We did. Thanks very much for being with us on What's My Line?
Travel arrangements on What's My Line are made through American Airlines. American Airlines flies our contestants in luxurious comfort aboard DC-7 flagships. What's My Line is a Mark Fitz and Bill Todman production in association with the CBS television network. Tab Hunter appeared through the courtesy of Warner Brothers, whose new production, The Spirit of St. Louis, will open February 21st at the Radio City Music Hall.